Choose your battles wisely. You see, life is full of challenges. It's full of conflicts, big and small. Now, some of these battles are worth fighting, but some of them, well, they're just distractions. So how do we know the difference? How do we decide which battles are worth our time and energy? Think of it like this. Not every battle that comes your way is meant to be fought. Some battles are just noise. And if you get caught up in all that noise, you'll miss the music. You'll miss the melody of life. It's easy to get swept away by every challenge, every criticism, every minor inconvenience that comes our way. But let me tell you something. If you're always putting out fires, you won't have time to build your dreams. You won't have the energy to focus on what really matters. I remember a time early in my career when I was working on a project that required a lot of my attention. I was focused, determined. But then out of nowhere, little battles started to pop up. Petty disagreements with colleagues, small issues that seemed to demand my attention. I found myself getting sucked into these minor skirmishes. And let me tell you, they were draining my energy, distracting me from the bigger picture. One day, my mentor, Mr. Schaff, sat me down. He said, "Jim, you've got to learn to choose your battles. Not every fight is yours to fight." And that was a turning point for me. So how do we make that choice? How do we decide which battles are worth our effort? Here's the first principle. Look at the cost versus the reward. Now, I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about time, energy, and focus. You see, every battle costs you something. It costs you time, it costs you emotional energy, and sometimes it costs you your peace of mind. So before you engage in a battle, ask yourself, what will this cost me? And more importantly, what will I gain from it? If the cost is greater than the reward, then maybe it's a battle you can walk away from. Now, don't misunderstand me. Walking away doesn't mean you're weak. Sometimes it takes more strength to walk away than to stand and fight. Because let me tell you, pride can be a costly thing. Sometimes we get into battles just to prove a point, just to defend our pride. But at the end of the day, what do we gain? A momentary sense of victory? A hollow win? Remember this, you don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. You don't have to prove your point to everyone. Sometimes the greatest victory is to simply walk away with your peace of mind intact. Let's take a second to think about that. Think about the last week or maybe the last month. How many times have you been drawn into conflicts that, in the grand scheme of things, just didn't matter? How many times have you wasted your energy on battles that didn't bring you any closer to your goals? You see, life is short, and our energy, our time, it's precious. We can't afford to squander it on trivialities. Now, there are some battles that you must fight. Battles for your values, your principles, your dreams. Those are the battles worth fighting. They're the battles that define who you are. But even then, you must be strategic. You must approach them with wisdom, not just emotion. You see, passion is a wonderful thing. It's the fire that drives us. But if it's not tempered with wisdom, it can lead us into battles we're not prepared to fight. It can lead us to make decisions that cost us more than we can afford. Think about a business leader. A leader who fights every battle that comes his way, every small complaint, every minor setback. is a leader who will burn out. A leader who will lose sight of the vision. But a wise leader knows when to stand firm and when to let go. He knows that some battles are distractions, diversions designed to take his eyes off the goal. And it's the same in life. We must learn to discern which battles are mere distractions and which are truly significant. Now let me ask you this. What are your non-negotiables? What are the principles, the values that you are willing to fight for? You see, when you know what you stand for, when you know what's truly important to you, it's easier to recognize which battles are worth fighting. Because not every battle is a battle for your values. Some are simply battles for your ego. And there's a difference. Sometimes the battles we face aren't external. They're internal. They're battles within ourselves, battles with our own fears, our own insecurities, our own doubts. These are the battles that are truly worth fighting. Because when you conquer those inner battles, you become stronger, wiser, more capable. And that strength, that inner victory, gives you the clarity to choose your external battles wisely. But here's the catch. These internal battles require honesty. Brutal honesty. They require us to look in the mirror and face our own weaknesses, our own blind spots. And that's not easy. It's uncomfortable. But it's necessary. You know, there's a saying that goes, you can win the battle and lose the war. And that's true in life as well. Sometimes we get so focused on winning a small battle, a disagreement, a conflict, that we lose sight of the bigger picture. We win the argument, but we lose a friend. We prove a point, but we damage a relationship. We defend our pride, but we lose our peace. So we have to ask ourselves, is it worth it? Is this battle worth the potential loss? And sometimes when we step back and take a broader view, we realize that it's not. Here's another key principle: timing. You see, even if a battle is worth fighting, timing is crucial. There's a time to speak and a time to be silent, a time to act and a time to wait. Sometimes the best way to win a battle is not to fight it in the heat of the moment, but to wait for the right moment. To approach it with calmness, with clarity. Because when we act out of impulse, out of anger, we often make mistakes. We say things we regret. We do things we wish we hadn't. So choose your timing as wisely as you choose your battles. And I'm telling you, sometimes choosing your battles wisely means choosing not to fight at all. It means choosing peace over conflict. It means choosing to be the bigger person. That doesn't mean you're conceding defeat. It means you're choosing your own well-being, your own peace of mind over needless conflict. You're choosing to focus on what truly matters, to keep your eyes on your goals, your dreams, your vision. Now, I'm not saying this is easy. It takes discipline. It takes self-control. It takes the willingness to let go of the need to always be right, to always have the last word. But the rewards are immense. You gain peace of mind. You gain clarity. You can serve your energy for the battles that truly matter. Now, one of the most important places to choose your battles wisely is in your relationships. In any relationship, whether it's personal or professional, conflicts are inevitable. There will be disagreements, differences of opinion. But the question is, are you fighting to win, or are you fighting for the relationship? Because sometimes winning the battle means losing the relationship. And you have to decide what's more important. Sometimes it's better to let go of being right, to let go of the need to win in order to preserve the relationship. That's choosing your battles wisely. And here's something else to consider. Sometimes the battles we choose not to fight set the stage for greater victories. By walking away from the small, insignificant battles, we conserve our energy, our focus for the battles that truly matter. We prepare ourselves for the challenges that will define our journey, our success. We become stronger, more resilient. So let me ask you, what battles are you fighting today? Are they battles worth your time, your energy? Are they bringing you closer to your goals, your vision, your values? Or are they distractions, diversions taking you away from what truly matters? You see, wisdom is not just about knowing what to do. It's about knowing what not to do. It's about knowing which battles to fight and which to walk away from. It's about recognizing that our time, our energy, our focus are limited resources. And we must guard them, protect them, use them wisely. So, as you go forward, remember this. Not every battle is yours to fight. Choose wisely. Choose with discernment. And remember, sometimes the greatest victory is not in the fighting, but in the choosing.